That down. Let's move on to this, shall we? You know, when they first dropped the trailer for that movie, The Gorge, with Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy, by the way, I think I've now decided Anya Taylor-Joy is the sexiest woman in Hollywood. I now, it switched sometimes. I still think the sexiest man in Hollywood is Javier Bardem. I've met Javier Bardem. I've stood next to Javier Bardem. I've never felt more inadequate in my life.
He's got that like old Hollywood classic. Like
that dude's got it all, man. Like he's got charm and suave and charisma and the just natural rugged good looks and all that kind of stuff. But I now actually think that the sexiest woman is Anya Taylor-Joy, and that really came home in watching The Gorge. But when they first dropped the trailer for that, I kind of thought it was really strange that this movie wasn't going to theaters. This felt like a theatrical film. And after watching it, I still believe it should have been a theatrical film. And I thought it was quite good. I've read some mixed reactions to it. Honestly, I mean, it's all subjective, but I don't really see the complaints. I mean, was it the movie of the year? Absolutely not. But I thought it was pretty damn solid. And I love the chemistry between Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy. I thought they were really good in this. Somebody in the live show said, Thomas Bombadil is saying she is gorgeous.
Oh, boy.
He is gorge.
Yeah, it's about her. Gorge, darling, gorge.
Anyway, well, it turned out that this was a pretty popular play for Apple TV Plus's Deadline is now reporting that Apple's Miles Teller, Anya Taylor-Joy star The Gorge has become the streamer's biggest movie launch ever. They said the following. Apple Original Films' The Gorge has become the biggest film launch in the young streamer's history. The Scott Derrickson, directed, by the way, I love Scott Derrickson, did the original Doctor Strange movie. He did The Black Phone. He's fantastic. The Scott Derrickson directed thriller from Skydance stars Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy as rival guardians on the watchtower overseeing a mysterious gorge below. It becomes a long-distance relationship that leads to the inevitable plunge below to discover the truth about creatures dwelling there. It's one of the sharper direct-to-streaming films I've seen in a good long time. The Gorge eclipses numbers turned in by the John Watts-directed George Clooney-Brad Pitt film Wolves, which was also really good. I like that movie a lot, which launched last fall, pivoting from a planned wide release to a small theatrical and global streaming release. Another mistake by Apple. That's another one I thought should have been given a theatrical release.
I think they're still reeling from that Napoleon movie.
Yeah, they're still shook.
Yeah, and listen, but like no joke. I think they're still shell-shocked by the massive flop that Napoleon was.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Wolves was a winner.
Yeah.
Was it going to be a $500 million film?
No.
No. But I think it could have done well.
Yeah.
And this is another one. I think this should have been theatrical. You know, as weird as it is, as much visual effects as there are and everything, it's actually a small film. Gorge is a pretty small film. 90% of the movie is just two characters. But I enjoyed it. But you put out a thing like this, something that looks like a Hollywood blockbuster and should be in theaters. And Miles Teller has been great for a long time, but obviously Top Gun Maverick certainly gave a big boost to his profile and stuff like. And Anya Taylor-Joy, I've said Hollywood kind of belongs to her and Florence Pugh right now. It sort of feels like, and their chemistry on screen was fantastic.
Great.
And they've got a winner on their hands. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I haven't seen Wolves yet or The Gorge. So actually, I think I'm going to do a double feature.
It's a good one. That would be a good, you don't even have to change the channel.
No.
Don't even have to change the channel.
Nope.
Now I had a question, because sometimes this does affect me personally. When a film is launched at home and you get the comfort of watching it at home, of the convenience, does it sway do you judge it a little bit differently? Because I know Red One was great. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was, but if I went to the theaters, I don't know if I would judge it.
I have the opposite thing of you.
Oh, okay.
I tend to enjoy a film more in a theater.
Oh yeah.
So do I.
We know that, but it's like, but as in watching and
I think if that were true, then I wouldn't consider 99% of Netflix original movies to be garbage.
True.
Right? I think if I gave them more of a pass, and by the way, I did watch Red One. That was not a good movie, man. But you loved it.
I had a good time.
You know, and I've heard from others who had a good time with it. I did not think it was very good.
It was just so dumb that sometimes you just have to.
Yeah, but I think if anything else, my natural starting point is when a movie is on straight to home streaming. It's this movie wasn't good enough to be in theaters.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sorry.
Okay, I get it.
And I'm sorry, everybody, but that fair or unfair. That's my starting thing.
That makes sense.
So this is a movie they didn't consider good enough to be in theaters.
That makes sense.
So I was pleasantly surprised by The Gorge. I thought it was quite good. And listen, if Apple TV Plus, because now they put out Wolves and they put out The Gorge, both of which should have been in theaters and then put on Apple TV Plus, but still, man, they're killing it with their shows right now.
I know.
And if they can start consistently putting out, and listen, I didn't like Napoleon, but Apple swung for the fences
That
with that
wasn't
movie.
Apple's fault though. They produced it like
Yeah,
they
and they got behind it and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, they, as the studio, you could recognize when something has the potential to be a winner or not.
Yeah.
But they swung for the fences.
They're still
And I
babies.
respect that.
There's still babies in this game.
Yeah. But I'm telling you what, man, I was very critical of Apple TV Plus when they first came out and announced that they were going to be a thing. And they had that big press day where they brought all the stars out on the stage. And I said, this looks like a loser. And I got to tell you, man, it did. It totally to me looked like this Apple TV thing was going to be a big loser. But I'll tell you, man, they have 100% won me over. And this Gorge thing, and I'm happy for them that they got this, that they're having this kind of success with it. Still would have made them more money if they put it in theaters first, but still, it's another winner for them, and they're doing great. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Birddogs. You know what I hate? Dress pants. They're stiff, they're uncomfortable, and they always feel like they're fighting against me. But then I found Birddogs, and let me tell you, it's been a total game changer. These pants fit like a dream, giving you all the comfort of gym wear while still looking sharp enough for work or a night out. I wear my Birddogs everywhere, lounging at home, running errands, or even a night out at the game. The fit? Spot on. You get to pick your exact waist and length, so no awkward bagginess or tight spots. And unlike other high-end brands like Lululemon or Vuori, Birddogs skip that shiny, weird-looking material, just straight up premium comfort. And let's talk for a second about their classic quarter zip, probably my favorite thing they make. I threw it on the other day for a casual dinner and it looked sharp, but I was comfortable as if I was wearing pajamas. It's that good. For a limited time, our listeners get a free hat with every order when you use the code John Campea at birddogs.com. Get their best-selling hat completely free when you use the code John Campea at birddogs.com. Support our show and let them know we sent you. Guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Have you seen The Gorge? If so, what did you think about it? And are you surprised to hear that it's now surpassed Wolves, the George Clooney, Brad Pitt film, to be the biggest launch that Apple's ever had with one of their original films? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.